The New Orleans Saints deserve something for what they experienced on Sunday. And what have they received so far? Crickets late in the fourth quarter of their NFC Championship matchup with the Los Angeles Rams, the Saints should have received a pass interference call that would have changed the game. The controversial non-call occurred on a 3rd and 10 deep in Rams territory when defensive back Nickell Robey-Coleman clearly crashed into Saints wide receiver Tommylee Lewis before the ball arrived. Had the penalty been properly enforced, it would have given the Saints a fresh set of downs inside the 10-yard line and drastically improved their chances to win the game. After the game, Robey-Coleman did not hesitate to admit that he got away with a pass interference. "Oh, hell yeah," he told Adam Kilgore of the Washington Post. "That was pass interference." In his post-game press conference, Saints head coach Sean Payton said the league told him over the phone that the call was blown. On Sunday evening, NBC's Pro Football Talk reported that the NFL would publicly admit the error. As of the time this story was published, going on 3 days later, no such statement has been released. Between the millions of outraged fans, there has been plenty of talk about what the NFL can do to make this situation right. The league rule book actually grants the commissioner remarkable authority to deal with these sorts of issues. According to Rule 17, Section 2 Article 3, Roger Goodell could go as far as to reverse the result of Sunday's NFC Championship, if he were to deem the missed call an extraordinarily unfair act. Rule 17. Section 2, Article 3. Penalties for unfair acts. The Commissioner's powers under this Section 2 include the imposition of monetary fines and draft choice forfeitures, suspension of persons involved in unfair acts, and, if appropriate, the reversal of a game's result or the rescheduling of a game, either from the beginning or from the point at which the extraordinary act occurred. In the event of rescheduling a game, the Commissioner will be guided by the procedures specified in 171511 above. In all cases, the Commissioner will conduct a full investigation, including the opportunity for hearings, use of game video, and any other procedure the Commissioner deems appropriate. Goodell would never do this for obvious reasons, but he doesn't need to go that far for the NFL to show some accountability. All he and the league have to do is admit that there was an error in the officiating during the NFC Championship, but the public relations crisis they are currently trying to navigate seems to be preventing them from doing this. The NFL holds players, coaches and entire franchises accountable all the time. They are fined, suspended and sometimes even forced to forfeit draft picks for violating league rules. The Saints know this all too well. In 2012, the NFL levied heavy penalties against the Saints for the Bountygate scandal. The franchise was fined $500,000 and forced to give up a pair of second-round draft picks. Payton, along with former linebacker Jonathan Vilma, was suspended for the entire 2012 season. Missing a penalty is a lot different than rewarding players with cash incentives for injuring opponents, but how can the same league that came down so heavily on Payton 7 years ago now look the other way when he asks it to show similar accountability? It's not like the Saints are swimming in Super Bowl appearances. This franchise has just one in its 52 seasons of existence. Veteran quarterback Drew Brees, who broke several of the NFL's all-time passing records before turning 40 years old this month, may not get another chance to play on the game's biggest stage. Saints owner Gayle Benson acknowledged the NFL's fault in an official statement released on Monday. Getting to the Super Bowl is incredibly difficult to do and takes such an unbelievable commitment from a team and support from its fans, Benson said. No team should ever be denied the opportunity to reach the title game, or simply win a game, based on the actions, or inactions, for those charged with creating a fair and equitable playing field. At this point, there's nothing the NFL can or should do that would send the Saints to Atlanta for the Super Bowl in place of the Rams. But much like Saints fans have to live with this fact, the league should have to live with the mistake it made. And that starts with admitting it. The NFL should release a statement admitting that the officials missed a crucial pass interference call in the NFC Championship. The head referee from that crew, Bill Vinovich, who said after the game that he did not see the play, should be relieved of his duties. Al Rivera, the NFL's current head of officiating, should be on the hot seat for the declining quality of officiating this season, despite the hiring of full-time officials for the first time ever in 2018. The league can't retroactively send the Saints to the Super Bowl, but it can start to heal the wound left in New Orleans by showing some accountability.